Well, the wind is going to stick around as we head through the evening and into the night, but that's going to set the stage for a pretty windy day tomorrow. We'll get through the rest of tonight, though. Increasing cloudiness, especially out to the west. Low temperatures falling mainly into the 20s to near 30 degrees. Then a windy day tomorrow for a majority of KELOLAND, and some rain and even a couple of snow showers mixing in, not out of the question, especially later in the day for the latter. We'll talk about the rest of your 7-day forecast coming up, but until then, First at 4 starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group. KELOLAND News, first at 4.
Working to improve tribal relations. We're going to find out what needs to be done on the federal level coming up.
Plus, an increase in property value. How much more homeowners in Minnehaha County are paying in taxes?
And it is Super Tuesday. A look at the primary elections across the country. Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Kelly Volk. A Watertown murder case is now in the hands of the jury.
The prosecutors and defense lawyers wrapped up their closing arguments early this afternoon at the Cottington County Courthouse. Jeremiah Peacemaker is accused of killing Kendra Owen in September of 2020. She had been stabbed 16 times and then beheaded. Witnesses and surveillance video led police to Peacemaker. He was with Owen the night that she was reportedly killed, but says he left after 20 minutes. In closing arguments, prosecutors told the jury to follow the science. Defense attorney said law enforcement's lab testing was flawed. The jury got the case early this afternoon. They can consider acquittal or a range of convictions, including manslaughter, second-degree murder, or first-degree murder. KELOLAND's Tom Hansen was in the courtroom, and we'll have more details tonight on KELOLAND News at 6.
We've uncovered more information about a man authorities are looking for on the Rosebud Reservation. According to court documents, 21-year-old Dylan Wilson has been on the run since 2022. That August, Wilson and 5 other people are accused of killing 2 men at a Rapid City apartment. Wilson had been released from jail just days before the deadly shooting. According to court documents, his criminal history includes drugs and violence. If you know where Wilson is, contact tribal authorities or the U.S. Marshal Service. They're offering a cash reward. The 4 other suspects are behind bars, and their cases are making their way through the court.
All right, let's get a look at our weather because there's a lot of sunshine.
Yeah.
Again, a little bit of wind to talk about.
Yeah, I wish we could just have a nice, calm day, Adam.
I need all requests like that at least 2 weeks in advance in writing. That's just kind of how it works here. But we do have some nice days to talk about. And it's just going to be a matter of it being either a little cooler and nice or nice and windy. We're going to try and get the in-between there. It's just going to be a little while. 55, though. Just take the temperature at face value. That's nice. Got the blue skies above. That's also nice here in Sioux Falls. But, yeah, it's windy. West wind is 17 miles per hour, and it hasn't just been Sioux Falls that's been feeling the breeze today. Rapid City has also been a little on the blustery side. 50 with a view of downtown. That south wind also out there at 24 miles per hour. It just really has not been the calmest day out there, at least on the anemometer. Well, at least the majority of KELOLAND was pretty quiet. Couldn't say the same for the north central portions of South Dakota. They got in on a little bit of snow earlier this morning, and they're also sitting at 30 up in Mobridge and in nearby Eureka. 50, though, for Phillip, 45 Spearfish, 37 as you head toward Custer, 53 Winter and Chamberlain, 54 for Yankton and Spencer. We have had recent gusts approaching 25 to 30 miles per hour in a couple of locations. So, and yeah, we have been dealing with that gusty weather today, and we're going to continue to do so as we head into the day on Wednesday. Beyond just a little bit of moisture now over Roberts County, just a little bit near the Wilmot and Sisseton areas. That's just about it across really the entirety of the region. This afternoon has been, by and large, not all that bad, but we do have a few small things to watch in the short term. Lows tonight falling into the 20s to near 30 with highs for your day tomorrow, really varying depending on where you are. We're talking about 50s and low 60s for southeastern KELOLAND. So again, great on the thermometer, but then you see that wind. It's going to be pretty windy tomorrow. To the northeast, we'll also see temperatures in the 50s. It's also going to be rather windy, and we could even see a couple of rain showers along the way in the morning and afternoon. Out west, Cooler though, around 60 being the outlier, Chamberlain to Valentine, but notice that drop as you head toward Phillip, Spearfish, and Buffalo, where the latter two could maybe struggle to get above the 40-degree mark. We'll talk about the rest of your 7-day forecast coming up as we head through the hour.
All right, thanks a lot, Adam. It's a topic we've been focusing on for months, safety on South Dakota's Indian reservations. Today, we're talking with all three members of South Dakota's congressional delegation about the issue.
The Bureau of Indian Affairs and their law enforcement capabilities are not keeping up with what's happening in our reservation communities. There are groups that are targeting our reservations in South Dakota because they view them to be permissive law enforcement environments, and you just see a lot of crime.
Coming up tonight at 6, KELOLAND's Dan Santello will have more from John Thune, along with Senator Mike Rounds and Congressman Dusty Johnson.
South Dakotans could soon pay more on their phone bill to have 911 emergency service available. Senate Bill 201 would increase the monthly fee from $1.25 to $2. The current fee generated more than $12 million during the past fiscal year. The increase would raise an additional $7 million. The proposal is still in the approval process.
Also in Pierre, a South Dakota lawmaker has lost some privileges in the final days of the legislative session. Republican Senator Tom Pischke is not allowed on the House floor or in the private house lobby for the remainder of the session. The reason why? Pischke placed a bottle of pancake syrup on the desk of Republican Representative Kristen Conzett. She had formally objected to a commemoration co-sponsored by Pischke that recognized Nancy Green, the spokesperson for Aunt Jemima. KELOLAND's Bob Mercer takes a closer look at what happened, and you can also read the full written notice barring Pischke and why he is looking into challenging the action. That's on the Capitol News Bureau page right now.
Well, this morning, the Office of Equalization in Minnehaha County gave its annual market presentation to the county commissioners. In the presentation, Chris Lilla, the director of equalization, showed that the average market value for the county increased by 9.3%. He says that's lower than last year, but still high.
Looking historically, if we go back 5 years ago, the average increase in the county was 5.7%. 4 years ago was 6.3%. 3 years ago was 18.8%. Last year was 14.4%, and this year is 9.3%. So you can see the peak is coming down, but it's still an increase.
Coming up in the next half hour, Lauren Solik will take a look at how the market value impacts property taxes and the help available for some taxpayers.